Hi, good morning, Brandon.
Good morning. With the very latest from the CNMI, Tomas Manglona. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning. So, update from the Special Assistant for Homeland Security and Emergency Management, Gerald De Leon Guerrero, shared over the weekend. Another round of personal protective equipment arrived on Saipan early this morning for the first responders and medical workers. This includes N95 masks and gloves for COVID-19 response. We wanted to share a little clip from him over the weekend. Take a listen.
Today, good morning. We're here at Saipan International Airport again to receive another round, another batch of PPEs. These PPEs will go a long way for our doctors, nurses, and our first responders. Today, good morning. We're here at Saipan International Airport again to receive another round, another batch of PPEs. These PPEs will go a long way for our doctors, nurses, and our first responders.
Also breaking over the weekend, announcing a reduction in curfew hours, the CNMI Governor's Office announcing this over email, the Governor's COVID-19 Task Force saying that effective May 1st, the CNMI's curfew hours are now from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Business hours, they add, that will continue to be open only between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and must continue to implement social distancing. The mandate says that they should limit the number of customers within public facilities to 50% of their regular occupancy. They clarify that gas stations may be open for the dispensing of gasoline only outside of these curfew hours. They say that such an extension will permit persons to exercise in cooler temperatures and expand the hours for fishing. The NMI Governor's Task Force also announced that all inbound travelers to the CNMI have the option to stay the entire 14 days in quarantine or be tested for COVID-19 and stay in quarantine until those results come back negative within maybe 3 to 5 days. And it was last week when NMI Congressman Kilili Sablan also noting in his newsletter that the public on Saturday should hear about the disclosure of the $36 million of coronavirus relief funds from the CARES Act. He says that the Treasury's guidance on permissible uses includes payroll for medical and other essential workers in the COVID-19 response, but the funds can also be used to make online learning available for all Mariana students. After that message was released, the governor's office late last night releasing the plan for the $36 million in CARES Act funds that the NMI congressman was asking about. Some notable numbers are $11 million for the procurement of COVID-19 test kits, PPEs, first aid kits, disinfectant sprays, and sanitation equipment, $10 million to support payroll expenses for first responders in public safety, human services, and support staff related to the COVID-19 emergency and response. We also learned that of this amount, $200,000 are used for rental costs for the off-site quarantine facilities, which are the Pacific Islands Club and Kanoa Resort. Even with this recent disclosure, Congressman Ed Probst writing in part this morning that at a time when massive furloughs are happening in the government, Congressman Probst says that we must know where the money is being spent. He says that we must know who is being awarded sole source contracts and all new jobs and new hires. Again, that's coming from Congressman Ed Probst after that disclosure late last night. Also wanted to share the latest numbers in the CNMI as of May 4th. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases remains at 14 with a pair of deaths and 12 recoveries. And so far through the community testing initiative, they have tested a total of 1,335 people. Brian Chris will be speaking with the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Alfred Ada, at 11 a.m. on KUN's Facebook, and we're trying to get the Chamber of Commerce to talk about their perspective for reopening the CNMI.
All right.
You said over 1,100 tests were conducted, and these are serological tests, right? The blood tests? Or were they swabbed? Okay. Yeah. And they were swabbed, right? They were swabbed.
Yes, there's
the nasal swabs.
So 1,335 as of May 4th, and again, no reports this morning
on the
any positive cases from these tests from this morning.
So since the testing was conducted at the airport, have you guys been getting the results, or just these are the number of tests we've conducted?
We haven't been getting any results. We haven't heard about the number of negatives or the number of positives, though I can confirm through speaking with many community members that results are being released. All of the community members I spoke with, about maybe 5 to 10 community members, said that their results came back negative. And so we know people are being informed. We haven't heard the total amount, though, of those who are negative, or those that are pending, or those who might be positive and under investigation. So the numbers, the 1,335 number is just the number they provide on a daily basis in terms of the cumulative number of persons tested. Bring Chris, we just don't have those numbers yet, and we're, of course, continuing to ask for them, especially if we could get numbers on how many negatives they have so far, as we know community members are already getting the results as of Friday last week.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys know how many people are in the hospital?
No, I don't have that number right now, but I see that local media are also reporting that there are, still some people who are either in quarantine or isolation at the hotels. I'm not sure if that's because of traveling. We know that about 38 passengers came in through United on that first flight back, and all the process for that still applies. As I said, there are 3 different options for any inbound travelers. The first one is you just stay for the 14 days at the hotel. The second option being that you stay at the hotel, get tested, and maybe be released within 5 days. And then the third option is if, for example, someone in Guam gets tested and that test being valid for about 72 hours from the collection of specimen, then they're released. And so those are the options right now. I'm looking at the CHCC website online and seeing that so far the cumulative number of persons released from these quarantine sites is 265. And so, of course, we're going to be expecting that number to climb as more people are returning to the NMI. We're hearing that many of them are NMI residents who weren't able to come in because of that cancellation, because of the delayed flights over the month of April.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you both. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Wash your hands, boy.
You too. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, 9:12. Let's keep it going here, and let's get the Speaker of the Guam Legislature on to the show here, Speaker Tina Munia Barnes. Good morning, Madam Speaker.
Good morning.
Banana Suzulis to you, Chris and Sabrina.
Man, Speaker, can we just get you up really close on the phone? Because last time we had you, it was so low, and if you